Create a beautiful summer dress in just one evening using the zero waste pattern. It's incredibly easy to make and I will show you exactly how to make it. Hi, my name is Julia and welcome to my channel where we talk everything sewing. Today we will be making one of the easiest, fastest dress you will ever make, but it will be one of your summer wardrobe staples. To make this dress, we will only need two sizes of rectangulars, and even if you never made a pattern before, you will be able to make this pattern. This tutorial is created in partnership with Mettler, manufacturer of high-quality threads. To create gathers on our dress, we will be using Mettler Elastic thread, which creates elastic gathers. This dress is super easy to make and I cannot wait to show you how to do it, so let's start. So first and foremost, let's choose our fabric. You can choose any fabric that's light to medium weight. I am choosing Barbie Marchiano fabric because I love how this fabric drapes. It also wears beautifully and it comes in beautiful colors and prints. This fabric is also relatively cheap, so this is also a very big plus. Other fabrics that you can use are linen, cotton, viscose, and etc. So anything that's light to medium weight and has a beautiful drape. Next, let's take our measurements, and to do this dress you only need two measurements. So first, measure the length of the dress starting at the top where you want the dress to start all the way to the bottom where you want it to end. In my case, the dress length will be 76 centimeters. Next, measure these sleeves to start at the same height as your dress and all the way down how long you want them to be. In my case, it's 53 centimeters. Now let's move to the fabric and we will draw pattern details right on the fabric. So first I make a rectangular, which will be the main body of the dress, the height of my dress plus 1 centimeter for seam allowance at the top and 6 centimeters for seam allowance at the bottom. The width of my rectangular will be the width of my fabric, which in my case is 150 centimeters. Next, we will create two rows for our sleeves. The row height will be the sleeve length plus 1 centimeter for seam allowance at the top and 4 centimeters of seam allowance at the bottom. Because I want to do the overlap effect, my sleeves will have two layers, each overlapping by 20 centimeters. So from the final length of the sleeve, I will subtract 20 centimeters. So the total height of each row that I will make, including seam allowance, will be 38 centimeters. Now, once you made two rows of 38 centimeters height, divide them in half. And these will be 4 parts for your sleeves. So you might be wondering, what is a zero waste pattern? So zero waste pattern is created specially to have a least amount of fabric wastage as possible. This does not mean that it's not necessarily the most cautious way to do patterns, but it encourages pattern designers to create designs that take into consideration minimal fabric usage. However, no matter what kind of pattern you're using, there are a few things that you always have to keep in mind. First is always to follow the grain line, and second is to follow the nap of the fabric. So always check these points when working with zero waste patterns. So now let's move to the sewing machine. So at the sewing machine, we will first take all of our rectangulars, fold them in half and sew sides together, creating tubes. On my sewing machine today, I'm using Mettler thread. This thread is all-purpose thread suitable for all types of fabrics, from natural fibers to synthetic ones. This is a thread you'll be using the most in your sewing, and what I in particular like about Mettler threads is that I can use it on different sewing machines and always get trouble-free sewing, no matter if I'm sewing on my industrial or domestic sewing machine. One more thing about Mettler thread is that it comes in several different kits, and I honestly think it's such a good gift idea for a person who loves to sew because it looks cute and is a very thoughtful, practical gift. To sew, I'm using straight stitch, which will be 3 millimeters length. So once I created all 5 tubes, I will neaten the raw edges of each side that I need. I will also neaten the raw edges of 2 sleeve tubes, neatening the top edges. So on my serger today, I'm using Mettler thread, which sews evenly and achieves absolutely flat and smooth seams on all fabric. But my favorite feature of thread is that when you're not using the thread, it unwraps and tangles, but in Cerakor, you can push the bottom like this, put loose thread and there, and push bottom back again, so the thread is securely in place. I love this feature because it helps to keep my sewing space so much more neat. So at this step, I will finish all raw edges of the seams I just made and the top of 2 sleeve tubes. Once it's finished, I will press the seams open. For sleeve bottoms, we left 4 centimeters of seam allowance, and for the main body of the dress, we left 6 centimeters seam allowance. Fold each of the bottom twice, press and secure with base stitch. Once you base stitch, you can sew all around each bottom, sewing 1 millimeter from the edge. So now our hems look like this, and I want you to go ahead and press them. You might be wondering why we're leaving such big seam allowance at the bottom of our sleeves and dress. It actually adds a little bit of the weight to the bottom, and I like to add this with such drapey, lightweight to medium weight dresses because it just drapes more beautifully. Now we will finish the top parts of the sleeve and the main body of the dress. Here we left 1 centimeter seam allowance, so we will do a very narrow rolled hem. So first, I want you to take the seam allowance and fold it in half at the inside of the garment, so 1 millimeter from the edge. When you sewed all around the tube top, I want you to fold again seam allowance, and this time sew exactly at that first seam. Once this is done, press neatly and finish the tops of 2 sleeve tubes, which were not serged before, and the main body of the dress. If you're enjoying this video so far, I would appreciate if you would hit the like button so that this video gets recommended to more people. Thank you, and let's continue with our tutorial. So now I want you to take 2 sleeve parts, one with the serged top and one with the rolled top. I want you to take the serged one and slip it to the inside of the sleeve with rolled hem. I want you to position it 20 centimeters down from the top of the first sleeve layer and sew around using straight stitch. This will secure the second layer of the sleeve in its position before shirring. Repeat with the second sleeve. And now it's time to do our favorite part, which is shirring. So for shirring, we will be using Mettler Elastic thread. This thread is very elastic, and because I've used it already so many times, I can tell you from my experience, it does not stretch out even after you wash and wear it multiple times. This thread comes in a few colors, and since it stays inside of the garment, you don't have to match it with your main fabric. But if I'm sewing bright colored items, I like to use white thread, and if I'm sewing dark colored fabrics, I like to use black thread, just so that when there's a very drastic color difference, it does not peek to the outside of the garment. So how to do elastic shirring? First, you need to take your bobbin and wind it by hand. Why we are winding by hand? It's because we don't want to pre-stretch the bobbin thread before it goes into the seam. When you wind the bobbin by hand, insert it into the sewing machine, and the top thread remains our standard universal thread. Set your sewing machine to straight stitch and lengthen the stitch to the maximum. The longer the stitch, the more gathers you will create. Now on the big dress tube, the main body of the dress, we will start creating our shirring from the top at the seam connection line. So we will be sewing 1.5 centimeters from the top. I want you to begin a seam with a few stitches to the front, a few stitches to the back, and then continue sewing all the way around the top of the tube. With shirring, the most important part to remember when starting and finishing the seam is that you always have to secure it with a few back stitches. Otherwise, the moment you stretch the seam, it will pop out. So remember to secure the beginning and the end of the seam with a few back stitches. Once you went around the top of the tube and you return to your first seam place, I want you to pull the needle down, lift the presser foot, rotate fabric 90 degrees, and then sew 1.5 centimeters with reduced stitch length. So when you're reducing stitch length, let's say you're sewing on 1 or 2 millimeters, the elastic gathers will not be formed, which is what we want when we are transitioning from one seam line to the other seam line. So once you sewed with a short stitch 1.5 centimeters down, pull the needle down again, lift the presser foot, rotate fabric 90 degrees, return presser foot to its position, and again use longer stitch. Now you will be sewing again 1.5 centimeters from your first elastic shirring line. This time when you're sewing, there is already fabric gathered, so you want to kind of open the fabric a little bit and then sew. Sew all around the tube, and again, once you meet the beginning of the seam, pull the needle down, rotate fabric, reduce stitch length, make 1.5 centimeters length stitch, rotate the fabric again, and then increase the length of the stitch, and repeat this with creating as many lines as you want. For the reference, I created 13 of these rows, and each of them are 1.5 centimeters spaced from each other. Now, using the same method, you want to also create shirring on both sleeves. So our final step is to attach the sleeves. To do that, remove the elastic thread from the bobbin and replace it with the standard all-purpose thread. Fold the main body of the dress tube in half so that the seam goes right through the middle of the back. At the sides, you will be attaching your sleeves so that the sleeve side seams are touching the body of the dress. And you will connect the sleeve to the body of the dress at the first shirring line using 3 centimeter length seam from one side and 3 centimeter length seam from the other side, so you total get 6 centimeters of the seam. Attach the second sleeve exactly the same way. So lastly, we will give our dress the final finish, and here when you're working with elastic shirring, you don't want to press the gathers, you only want to steam it very gently. They will gather even more in this step, and you don't want to press it because it will crush the gathers. So finish ironing your entire dress and it's finished. This is the final result you will get, and it looks absolutely amazing. Imagine it on a hot summer day and how breezy it will feel. If you have a special celebration, pair it with a tulle underskirt, and I have an easy tutorial you can watch next to make your tulle underskirt in just 1 hour. Thank you for watching today's video, and I will see you next time. Bye!